Hello Taurus, Taurus rising, and of course all of you Taurus moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 3rd, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So, what is going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Monday, we've actually got a gorgeous angle. Actually, both astrology aspects are quite nice this week. It's a lot different from this current week, the one I'm actually recording in. And on Monday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, affection, harmony, as well as favor, in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, Pisces, forming a gorgeous sextile to Saturn, which is actually in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, connections you have abroad, whether they are business, academic, social, even long-distance romance, as well as your spirituality, your spiritual life. It's a big house. With Venus sextile to Saturn, there's going to be the easing of some kind of tension, block, or restriction, imposed on your 9th house, your ability to connect or maintain some kind of connection in this way as it relates to either a friendship or some kind of long-term spiritual, romantic, or business aspiration. If you've been dealing with something that's been maybe blocking you from going outside the bubble you're in, maybe there is sort of a form of exclusivity or an edict or a limitation put on you by whatever kind of person or body, or maybe it's something that actually has just been self-imposed. We might feel obliged to not do something, we might be afraid to not do something or afraid to do something. Well, with Venus in the 11th house, it does look like there's going to be some kind of breakthrough opening up the opportunity to have those expanded connections, as well as expand on, your ability to get the most out of a wider world. Now, this could absolutely bring boons to both your social network, your romantic life, again, and to your professional life, however you want to apply it. But let's also not forget that Saturn in the 9th house can also talk about a breakthrough when it comes to maybe even a spiritual development, possibly somebody that you could work with, not necessarily under, maybe as a mentor or a role model, but maybe somebody that you could work with, almost like a senpai or a big brother, big sister kind of energy that really does help you advance, should you take up that cup. Now, on Wednesday, moving into another happy connection, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, newly arrived in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, Pisces, in a supportive sextile to Uranus, which is currently in your sign. And Uranus is about breakthroughs, right? He's about updates, upgrades, change, shifts. And when we have that planet of revolution getting sped up by Mercury, a friend, or maybe somebody from your network, or even an entire group, provides a way for you to break out of a place where we have been stuck. It allows us to experiment. It allows us to break free, to remove either a social or maybe even financial limitation, something that gives us a chance to actually experience not only a more authentic life, but maybe a more prosperous life all at the same time. With Uranus in your sign, you're asked to look at where self-imposed structures are, but also where you are welcoming structures and scripts imposed on you from the external. And I've been talking to all the signs about this. This whole week is about purging and dissolving scripts of all kinds, whether they are projected on you, accepted by you, or created or accepted collectively around you. They gotta go, and you will see and feel that lightness if you release it, or them. So, before we get to the cards, remember, if there's anything you're looking for, I suggest that you please check the down bar below first, or click on the arrow on the right side of the title of this video, and you will open up the down bar. Tons of links, including answers to where is such and such video, and why should I be watching my rising sign or my moon sign. I explain all of that. So, what is going on when it comes to your cards? Well, the themes of this week ultimately do line up with the astrology almost exactly. We've got the Hermit card in reverse for your spiritual theme itself, which is all about coming out of your shell, breaking, again, in a way where you are doing things not only your own way, but with the Hermit card reversed, you're also becoming a lot more transparent. Maybe this is a week where we do a lot of fessing up, right? We fess up about things we desire, we fess up about things that maybe we don't desire, and with the Hermit card reversed, we're kind of sharing with people even things that we didn't think we would want to share. Maybe we didn't want to share those personal feelings or desires, or maybe even quibbles that we had. Because with the Hermit card reversed, though, we have to get people all on the same page. And for a lot of you Taurus people, if you feel like maybe a lot of your time or a lot of your energy is getting wasted because you're not doing that, this is the week where you're going to have the easiest time pulling it off. Look at all of these planets, Venus and Mercury in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. If you're worried people aren't going to understand, or they're not psychologically or emotionally prepared to understand, this is the week where you're going to be encountering the least amount of resistance. The Hermit card reversed is also about bearing it all to people, sharing, opening up. So that way, well, yes, you can filter out the fakes, but also at the same time start actually vibing with and aligning with the people who belong in your space in the first place. By hiding yourself from people you think won't understand, or hiding yourself from people so that they will be understanding, you're actually also hiding yourself from people that would understand and then don't need you to hide at all. When it comes to the influx of energy, what's coming into your life, we've got the Empress upright. Comfort abound. Everything with the Empress is absolutely gorgeous, because there's sort of a lesson here where you kind of realize that it is possible for you to have exactly what your most insane imaginings could actually substantiate, or what you would like to substantiate. The Empress is the card that teaches us about the opportunity to actually have everything and have it all, so long as we are actually a responsible ruler and co-creator of that reality. The Empress upright is somebody who knows exactly what it takes to have everything. They understand that they actually have to nurture everything. You do not plant a seed in a garden and expect it to be self-sustaining. Your tomatoes will not make it. And at the same time, you have to be able to understand that if you just actually go about entertaining and thinking through your intentions, you will actually do better than trying to manifest from a place of talking points. Talking points we may have got from other people, or doing things again from a script we think we're supposed to follow. In fact, the Empress card upright is also talking about resources flowing in, extra resources all abound, social resources, material resources, coming in to actually give you what you want, so long as you actually put them to use. Now, if there are any damsels in distress out there, or if there's anyone who's waiting to follow the leader, this is not going to be the energy that works for that, okay? Because the Empress does not follow the leader. The Empress is a co-creator, just like the Emperor. And so when you get these opportunities, you have to engage with these opportunities. You do not want to sit and wait for somebody to give you something that is pre-assembled. Some assembly is required with the Empress. Metaphor over. Moving on to the outflux, what's going away? We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, well, again, this exclusivity, this energy of exclusivity that you've maybe been bound up in. What have you been excluding from your life? What a part of yourself, or a part of your ideals or your goals, have you been keeping from yourself that are perfectly healthy and in the best interest of all concerned? We all assert limitations on things that we know are not necessarily good for us. I've had a crazy year myself when it comes to cutting out certain things. You would not believe how much I absolutely used to love soda. So, very, very difficult 14 months working on getting away from that. Oh, and gummies. But at the same time, I'm not going to go back to that. But I also know what I can change. What do I exclude myself from for maybe unnecessary reasons? All right, this is about what are you excluding that is perfectly healthy? What are you excluding that you know you can handle, that you know you won't lose control with? What are you excluding out of fear? Because the Two of Pentacles reversed going away is all about the end of a lack of availability. And why are we lacking availability? Well, that could depend on a couple of things. We may be blocking ourselves because we think it's good for somebody else. We may be blocking ourselves because someone convinced us it was impossible or irresponsible. We could be blocking ourselves because we saw somebody else fail or we've not seen anyone pull it off. TS. This week, you're available to actually have exactly what you want. So maybe take a step back from observing the external and getting all your context into what is possible from what you've seen other people do or fail to do. Moving on to the bottom row for the mundane. We actually have, for your material concerns, the Six of Wands upright, massive breakthroughs when it comes to wealth, when it comes to money, when it comes to social prominence in general. The Six of Wands is actually giving a very clear indication that a lot of you Taurus people are going to be moving on up in some way, whether it's maybe pulling in more money from an income avenue that you already have, or scoring a big score. In fact, with the Six of Wands upright, I actually feel not so much like this is the classic picture of the knight returning in the victory march back home after a battle hard won. I'm actually seeing this more like somebody in a parade, somebody actually being celebrated, somebody actually already being led to this gift, whatever it is. They're being led to receive their prize. They're being led to receive their treasure, their reward, their bounty, whatever is going on here. And with the Six of Wands, a lot of you are actually going to be finding that this week is ultimately all about the Six of Wands and the Empress. Victory and resources that are actually allowing you to take things in your own direction instead of making deference to other people or letting your reality be dictated by the material world in general. For your external, what's going on with other people, friends, relatives, y'all know. Well, with the King of Cups in reverse, that's what it is, we are going to need to assess where it could quite possibly be that there is a friend or a relative, maybe somebody even closer. Yes, it could be a best friend. Yes, it could be a roommate. Could even be possibly somebody that we're seeing. It has sort of made this connection they have with us about their process. Because what I'm seeing with the King of Cups reversed is not necessarily somebody bad, but somebody who is letting their insecurities, their unresolved business, or maybe even their own personal healing journey run the show. And there's a loss of equity here. There's a loss of equanimity. There's a loss of equal treatment and fairness in this connection. Sometimes this can happen when friends might bring us that energy and expect too much from us. Sometimes there can be a tad smidgen, or more than a smidgen, of double standards that can come through here in a lot of cases. I can because I'm healing, you can't because you don't have the same problems as I do. Or this is a part of my journey and you need to be a part, if you're going to be a part of my journey and in my life, you need to be on the same road as I am at all times. There's almost a need for conformity for their comfort. And with the King of Cups reversed, it's important that we understand that, again, our journey is important as well. Whatever kind of connection this is, familial, friendship, business, family, living situation, love, whatever, it's, our roads are parallel. Our lane, we have our own lanes on that road, and we can stay in our own lanes and be in a strong connection. But the second somebody decides that they need to hijack another person's life and another person's growth and experience because they're on a journey exploring themselves, or they're on a journey, it becomes unfair. It becomes even detracting from you. So we have to see, where is that happening? How do we nip it in the bud? For relationships and romance in general, when it comes to your love life, we have the Death card upright. And I feel like this is ultimately very positive for a lot of you, because the Death card is a natural end. It's an end we see coming. It's a relief. This is not something that catches us by surprise. And this could absolutely be a breakthrough for a lot of you. I want to talk to the couples Tauruses first, because no, the Death card does not indicate every one of you is going to run out and get a divorce or break up tomorrow. That's not how the Death card works. There are endings that we see coming. This could be a transition for the couple, absolutely. In some cases, for those of you who are trying to find a way to maybe end a cycle within this relationship or close a book on a relationship, some of you could be closing up some old threads or tying up some loose ends with relationships of your past or relationships that need to go. But for the most part, the Death card is talking about a mutual transition. This could also indicate possibly transitioning to a new way of doing this relationship, maybe something that is better suited to both of us. A partner ending something that is ultimately not good for them, not good for us, and creating a complete shift in the energy that this relationship is saturated in. This could be the clearing of old business, old baggage that ultimately pays off for us. However it works, with the Death card, remember, it's a natural end. You've already probably thought about what needs to go, or you're already seeing it going in that direction. And 9 out of 10 times with the Death card, we see relief. For those of you who are currently single or available anyway, what often happens with the Death card is that we meet somebody that is a great match for who we are, that was not a good match for who we were a year ago, 2 years ago, even 6 months ago. Because with the Death card upright, as far as singledom goes, we or availability, right? However you do your relationships. With the Death card, we see an opportunity to transition into a relationship that is an ideal match for our present. It's not related to past stories, but it is related to a near-at-hand future. So let yourself enjoy it. Just remember, with the Death card, it does break with a lot of what you're used to doing. This is something completely new and completely fresh. Could be breaking with your normal type, could be breaking with your normal dating population or who you would normally see. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com.